23 minutes now after the hour. This morning, calls are mounting to remove Patrick Kennedy, the State Department undersecretary, from the State Department. He's one of Hillary Clinton's former lieutenants who was accused of trying to get the FBI to change the classification of one of her emails in exchange for more overseas jobs for FBI agents. By the way, the FBI, they just want to get into the action. They're banned for certain countries. FBI files known as 302s showing the FBI described the incident as a, quote, quid pro quo. Here's what the State Department had to say about the allegations on our show yesterday.
We looked into this, the FBI looked into this, and it's just not true. There was no quid pro quo even suggested or any kind of bargain laid on the table. What did happen, and what did happen, though, is Pat Kennedy did talk to the FBI, as he did on other email traffic that we were getting ready to release through FOIA, to discuss and try to better understand why they wanted something classified.
Yeah, despite the denial, could the scandal put Hillary Clinton in the hot seat for tonight's final debate? Do you think Chris Wallace will bring it forward? Let's bring in the host of Justice, Judge Jeanine Pirro, and the former Massachusetts Senator, Scott Brown. Together, we got to get your take on what the Admiral said yesterday. I was shocked, Judge.
Well, why would you be shocked? I mean,
because it said in text, quid pro quo. He says there was none.
But they're in an alternate reality. I mean, the Clinton-Obama administration, that what they're constantly telling us is don't believe your lying eyes. There is a preservation order. There is a congressional subpoena. They are trying to declassify at the same time that Hillary is saying, I had no classified email sent or received on my BlackBerry.
That was the significance, because she said she had, and if it has, she looked like a liar.
She is a liar, and the emails, WikiLeaks proves it. And what they're doing is, this isn't horse trading. This isn't just a quid pro quo. It's a bribe.
You know what's interesting in the subtlety of the language, Senator? We heard Patrick Kennedy, he's just a lifelong State Department guy that's just doing some work. Well, it turns out they were extremely tight, Hillary Clinton and he was the one who walked Hillary Clinton out on her last day as Secretary of State.
Ryan, come on, you're exaggerating. It's not a big deal. Come on, of course it's a big deal, and they want the American people to think it's not a big deal. Listen, there's two sets of rules, Judge, and we said this before. One for the Obamas and Clintons and the people in charge, and one for everybody else. If it was a Republican and the shoes were on the other foot, the guy would be fired yesterday.
But, you know, it's also about the establishment, where the one hand washes the other. Yeah. And I think that the public is fed up with it, and that's what this election is about.
There's also a race. There's 21 days left, and the way these WikiLeaks missives are dropping, some of them are explosive, like this, but clearly the most explosive thing to emerge, let alone the context and the inner workings of a campaign that many people wonder if they even believe in their own candidate. Here's Robbie Mook about this whole operation.
It's very well known that there were disputes within the State Department and between the State Department and other agencies about classification. It's not uncommon for officials within a department to fight over classification.
Really? At that point, after already being questioned by it? Here, by the way, is the text of it. Check this out. This was actually released by WikiLeaks, and no one doubts its authenticity that I know of, and it essentially says there's a quid pro quo. That's what was suggested to the FBI. Judge, is that illegal, even to suggest that?
You know, it's interesting. I was watching someone on the station say last night, well, you know, you can't assume criminal intent. Here's the bottom line. I don't have to assume anything. If there is a preservation order and there is a subpoena and you're trying to change something that is supposed to be preserved, that's a violation of the law. I'm a judge. I get it. All right, pure and simple. And what they're trying to do is save Hillary Clinton's butt, and that was their whole mission. It's not about us as Americans. It's not about the truth. It's very disappointing.
And Brian, those FBI agents should be in those countries anyway to help preserve our safety and security. And when it comes to the classifications, not only when I was a senator, but my wife, every person on my staff, we got briefed and rebriefed, the do's and don'ts, what to do with your computer, your Blackberries, your cell phones, what you're supposed to do when you're at embassies. You know what a C means. You know what classifications there are. It's just a complete and total fabrication.
And if I was to put an umbrella over this, if you're wondering what a Clinton presidency would be like, there is. The person in charge is not in charge. And then they're out there fixing the things that she neglected. Can you imagine she's got the keys to the country?
Well, if she's got the keys to the country, then you know that it's not about us. It's about her. It's about the foundation. It's about making $250 million when you don't even have a business. You figure it out.
All right, Senator and Judge, thanks so much.
I know.
It was very clear in this segment, I need a title. All right? Because you guys have earned yours and I haven't.